Hi everybody, Brian from Steeda, sharing a short story with you, specifically to those of you with an S550 Mustang equipped with the MT82 manual transmission. That's right, the Steeda Street Short Shifter. Today's story is going to build on things that we've established in chapters during other videos, specifically little things that make a huge improvement to your Mustang. So here we are with the Steeda Street Short Throw Shifter. This is important because it is one of those things, again, maybe not all that little if you will, but it's something that is hidden underneath the shift knob, the shift boot, and the center console. You don't really see it, but when you drive your car after installing this, it is a huge improvement. We'll get into the specifics here in just a moment. But as an enthusiast, we know that you enjoy shifting your car. This is why you purchased a manual transmission after all. And the MT82 transmission is really slick. It has a nice feel to it, but the stock shifter, well, kind of reduces that feel a little bit, and the throws are, well, a little bit too long. So if this can be improved upon, well, of course, here we are doing it. This short throw shifter will reduce the throw by 30%. So a 30% shorter throw from first to second, second to third, third to second. You get the idea here. Any gear that you're rowing through, it shortens that by 30% or reduces that by 30%. That's huge. Another thing that it does is it actually lowers the shift knob height by 1 inch. This is nice because a lot of our taller drivers, and well, even myself, and trust me, I'm not very tall, the reality is that it shortens the shifter height by about 1 inch, and that means that the shift knob is a much friendlier position. It's not as awkward, yet it's still relationship to the steering wheel is still very good and easy to reach quickly from steering wheel to the shift knob, but it gets rid of sort of that abnormally tall shift position, if you will. So you have the reduced throw and of course now a 1 inch lower shift knob. Speaking of shift knobs, the shifter is designed to retain the factory shift knob and factory reverse lockout collar. So this means that everything will shift over. Now these other pieces are on the table for a very specific reason. The shift knobs, well, because again, it comes down to feel, those little things you can do to the car to make it better. The other thing that plays into it is the reverse lockout collar, and we're showing our billet piece here. We also offer a black Delrin version. As you're in there, a lot of these pieces cross over. There's no better time to replace that lockout collar than right now. But your reverse connectivity and activity, if you will, the reverse lockout itself works the same as stock. So you simply pull up to go into reverse. In addition, this means that your reverse camera will remain fully functional with the Steeda short throw shifter. It's really important for those of you that are daily driving the cars and haven't quite fully built yours into a race car yet. Maybe you never plan to. Again, this shifter is so friendly as far as driving and the feel is so good. It's something that anyone that has an S550 Mustang with an MT82, well, again, something that you should have. We wanted to design a short shifter that was strong as well as a direct replacement for the factory piece. And we talked about it in the previous chapter, if you will, as far as reverse lockout, all those good things. But as far as strength is concerned, we construct this of 4140 heat-treated steel and then nickel plated, and that's as far as the shift lever. The reverse lockout mechanism, that is actually made of Delrin, which is going to be substantially stronger. Again, Delrin is about a 99 durometer, extremely strong and durable. Also, one of the things that was very important to us as far as replacing the stock shifter, in a street shifter, that it be great on the street in the sense of no additional noise, vibration, or harshness. Now you can take this a step further and kind of make it a hybrid setup between street and strip or street and race, if you will, and purchase this billet rear mount with the polyurethane bushing. What this does is it supports that tail shaft on the transmission shifter, if you will. It's a remote shifter that comes up and its connection to the body. So this means under hard shifts, it's going to be much more crisp and again, continue to benefit you as far as the driver feedback and ultimately responsiveness. And we already know this from, again, chapters that we're going to borrow from other videos. We already know that anytime you can keep energy going through the drivetrain as opposed to being absorbed through the chassis, well, ultimately the car's going to be more responsive and much more entertaining to drive. A moment ago, we spoke about this being a direct replacement for the factory shifter, and it is. And although it looks like there's not very many moving parts, there are some parts that you'll carry over from the factory piece. And it's really important that you follow the instructions closely or reference our installation video. We do recommend professional installation on this simply because it's way easier if the car is up on a lift and you can get to it from underneath, because you will have to get to the transmission tunnel. And this of course brings us back to this guy over here of the reasons we recommend doing it at the same time. You're already in there, you're already under the car, getting up into the center tunnel. So that's the reality of it. You can do it, but if you decide to do this, definitely read through the instructions a few times before digging into it, because there are some details that will help you tremendously. Situating the O-rings, making sure that you're using the provided grease where it needs to be, in particular with these O-rings, that your reverse lockout works correctly. Again, if you're working ahead, get yourself the reverse lockout collar. You can reuse the factory shift knob if you want with our reverse lockout collar, or again, you can go to the Steeda shift knob. It all depends on what you want to do and again, how deep you'd like to get into it. But the reality is installation is fairly complex for such a simple looking part. Definitely reference the video, definitely reference the instructions before digging into it. Is this shifter for you? Well, if you own an S550 Mustang with an MT82 manual transmission, and this includes the EcoBoost, V6, GT, and Bullet, the answer is yes. The enjoyment level that you have in your car every day, well, you're gonna look for excuses to drive it. We know that you probably already do this, but once you put this in, you're gonna look for even more reasons to take your car out and really enjoy it, especially through some twisties, to the drag strip, local road course, or autocross, or just daily driving it like we've seen so much as far as Rod's concerned with his Q500. It just makes your driving experience that much more enjoyable. We proudly manufacture this in the USA at a Valdosta, Georgia facility, and back it with our lifetime warranty. If you want to see the latest and greatest things that we're up to with our Mustangs, check us out on social media. To learn more about this and the other products that we offer for the Mustang and other Ford vehicles, visit us at Steeda.com. If you have questions or comments, definitely post them below. Also keep in mind that if you're really a sporting person and you are autocrossing a lot, going to track days, or drag racing your manual transmission car a lot, we do offer a race shifter which takes this to a whole different level. We've got that video as well for you. Thank you for listening to our short story today. Steeda, speed matters.